I could read the mind of Mother Indra. Okay, so this is verse chapter 9, verses 26 to 34, the last section of the chapter 9, which essentially is the what do you call, the most important section of the chapter, though the whole chapter is very important. This contains that most confidential knowledge that Krishna is speaking about, that he said, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, in the beginning of the chapter. The knowledge that I'm going to share with you is the secret of all secrets. It's the king of all knowledge. So that exact specific knowledge will be some of which was already shared, but the most specific one that Krishna is referred to in the beginning of the chapter, he will be discussing in these verses. So these are like literally how many verses? 26 to 34 means like something like 8 verses. But they contain a lot of important both philosophical and devotional concepts. So we will spend as much as time possible in these verses and discuss. Please feel free to engage, avoid your distractions for another 30 or so minutes. Put your attention here.
We can't hear you, Prabhuji, or is it just me?
No,
Yeah,
I can't.
I can't hear.
I can't hear Prabhuji as well.
Is okay.
We still can't hear you, Prabhuji.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
I got a new technology, and that is why the problem is.
We can't hear you.
You're mute again.
Simple thing. Did you hear me? Like so far, you could hear me. Is there a quality in difference, like what you used to, what you in the beginning, what we had, and what is there now?
No, not
Prabhuji,
really.
the day, well, the day you had asked this question first, it was the best. The audio
Uh,
quality was the best.
you see, something which costs $5 works better than what costs more. So what to do? it's it's so it's yeah, that's technology. So let's go with this sound for today, and so this is one of the very important verses that begins this section of the most confidential knowledge. So in the Sanskrit, many of those who have attended already Bhakti Shastri would probably know this verse by heart. Uh, Krishna says like Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upahritam Ashnami Prayatatmanah. He says, if anyone, whoever offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. So he's not distinguishing. He's very clearly saying that anyone, not just this person or not that person, there is no discrimination. He's very clear in saying anyone who offers with but love and devotion, anything. It could be a simple thing, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or little water. Can any, even a child can get hold of these things in the world in general. And he says if it is offered with devotion, he accepts it. And this indicates the simplicity of Bhakti Yoga, the inclusivity of Bhakti Yoga, and also the power of devotion, that just because just somebody has love and devotion, they can directly have an interaction with God. Because there is no other better or bigger person than God in this world, philosophically speaking. He is the greatest of all greatest. Like if I want to just meet the president of the United States and say I have a lot of devotion for you and I would like to give you a flower bouquet, it's not going to be that easy actually. So this is one of the most powerful person in the planet, the president of the United States. But if you want to go reach out to this person and interact with this person, it does not everybody. It's not going to happen for everyone. And just by the thinking about him, just by like a text message or like a simple call, it's not going to be possible for anyone to reach the president of the United States. But Krishna is saying he is the supreme. He said in the beginning of this chapter, he says, Mattaha parataram na kinchidasti dhananjaya, or in the like in the 9.4, he was saying that how he is all pervading. Everything is matstani sarva bhutani nachaham sheshavasitaha. Everything in the existence, not just this universe, everything in this existence is resting on him. So that's how big he is. He's not just a president of a country like United States. Still, it's a very big post. But imagine for someone who's on whom everything is existing, on whose energy everything is being sustained, and such a big person. And Krishna is saying, if somebody just offers with love and devotion, so it does not speak about what time, which date, which place. No, anywhere, anytime, anyone, if they have love and devotion of, and if they want to connect with God, he is available. And the leaf or the flower or the water or the no, fruit, it's just a medium. Say this is a holiday season. So how many of you already, I'm not sure, like planning or already received some gifts, like especially in the in America, it's very common to give these what do you call it? Cookies, right? With sugar glazed cookies. Like a lot of people make these cookies. What do they call that, Madharendra?
Oh, sugar cookies?
Yeah, sugar cookies. Yeah. So all these cookies are like, usually people make these cookies and then like what do you call, share them with their friends and family and like that. It's a gesture. The cookie is just a medium to tell someone that they really love and care for us. So it's a way of showing expression. So, and then, okay, is this person going to just bring a casual few cookies and give it in your hand? Okay, I made few cookies. These are your cookies. No, it's, yeah, still the cookies is the most important thing, but still packaging is like kind of considered more of an etiquette. What if you get an amazing package, which is like really like impressive, and then you open and see nothing inside? It's like literally what do you call, disrespecting. Like, if the better the cover is, the more the pinch is, because the cover is so good and there is nothing inside. So sometimes we make huge offerings, and if there is no devotion in there, so what Krishna is looking, okay, what is behind this package? Like when we receive a gift, okay, we value the package, but the more interesting thing is what's inside the package. So if you get an amazing pouch and you open it and see there are no cookies inside, so then you're like, okay, what does this person want to tell me? Like, is it like a disrespect? It's a very disrespectful thing if somebody gives you an empty cover, almost like a prank. So for Krishna, that this leaf, flower, fruit, or all of these things are more like the package. Yes, try your best to give the best package, but the real content is the love and devotion. And sometimes I say, I really love you, and I have so much devotion for you, but I won't even give you even something, or water or leaf or flower. So that also is like a very paradoxical thing. Like, why wouldn't you be able to offer even a little water if you have so much love? Like, maybe if I'm in my deathbed and I'm not able to do anything, I can offer everything in my mind. But unless and until it's such an emergency situation, anybody should be able to offer a little water on a daily basis to a picture of Krishna. It's as simple as that. If we offer our sincere prayers, and like Krishna, you're saying in the Bhagavad Gita, I don't have that much love and devotion, but with all the love and devotion I have, I would like you to offer a little water. Please accept this. But you won't stop there. If you really have love and devotion, you will also think, oh, what more can I offer? So it's going to become natural. If we start with water, it will get somewhere next steps. Naturally, it will get better. Then you will think, oh, can I offer some fruits? Can I offer some flowers like that. So more and more now our offerings will get better, but more than that, it should be primarily an expression of love, and it also should be done for the sake of having a loving dealing with Krishna, reciprocation with Krishna. Otherwise, it's an empty package. Krishna is not just interested in it, because he has made all these things. The leaf, the flower, the fruit, and the water does not grow in any industry. However technologically advanced we become, none of these four things an industry can actually produce. It can mass produce, but it has to take ingredients from the nature. So it is ultimately these things, a natural thing. All of these things come from Krishna, and still he is happy to receive it from us, as long as we want to have a loving reciprocation with him. So this verse shows the simplicity of bhakti yoga, the power of devotion, and the inclusivity that anyone, anytime, anywhere can actually, if they are interested, Krishna is available. And there is like, if we go to anyone's home these days, what is the first question you ask? You go to your friend's place, what is the first thing you ask?
Do you want some water?
You want
Like
some
they,
water.
I mean, they don't even ask; they just give it. No,
Okay, what do you will ask?
no.
Wi-Fi
Oh,
password.
okay. No,
Yes. So we
no.
hardly ask this. Before asking how are you, what's happening, we first ask, okay, is there some can I know your Wi-Fi password? Is there Wi-Fi? Because it's such an important thing. The connectivity is very important, but Krishna's connectivity is always available. Thank you, Sundaran, for reading my mind, Hare Krishna. So
Adding on to that, do you have food?
yeah, if you want to have food, yes. But if I am the if I am the one who's going to another person's home, and what is the first thing I would ask my host? Most of the times these days, yeah, can I have your Wi-Fi password before we get into another conversation? So, but the connectivity of Krishna is always available. It's anywhere with anyone at any place, as long as we have a desire to connect with Krishna. So that is the thing that is brought out in this particular verse. If anyone wants to share a reflection, then we can. Otherwise, we could go to the next verse. And this verse is also, the verse 26, is also the verse which is called as the Paribhasha Sutra in one sense, which is the essential verse of a particular scripture. If there is any confusion, you come back to this verse to resolve it. So in the mood wise, in terms of the mood of the Bhagavad Gita, this verse is considered as the Paribhasha Sutra. Like if you ever have confusion, like, oh, what is the best way to connect with Krishna? Krishna is saying here, you can actually do this particular, you can, uh, like, you will go to heaven if you do this, or you're supposed to do this, worship of the demigods in the 3rd chapter. He says so many things. But if you want to understand, like, what is that mood, that essential mood of Krishna for anybody in general, even if you feel a contradiction, you can come to this verse. And if what this verse is the central mood of this particular whole chapter. And if you see there are 700 verses, this verse is almost in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita. So there are, like, if you see the number of verses, this verse is almost in the center of it. So this is like that pendant. This verse, this particular chapter, this last section is almost like that pendant in the chain of Bhagavad Gita. So it is a very important thing which gives the mood of Krishna. So that is why this whole section is considered important. This verse is also considered as the Paribhasha Sutra. It gives the mood of the whole book. And the next verse, now we will see if somebody thinks, oh, to offer with devotion, I don't think I can do it. And if I offer with devotion, I have to do something for Krishna. Like, I have to make an offering for Krishna, I have to bring a flower, I have to bring a fruit, and it's just going to be some part of the day, right? I cannot just be whole day I'll be offering flowers to Krishna, I'll be offering fruits to Krishna, but the rest of the day, what will I do? So is it not connected with devotion? Can I do other things also with devotion? Is it just straight personally serving Krishna? Yes, it is devotion. But what about the rest of my day? Maybe I can spend, like, how long can you spend making an offering to Krishna? Then what about the rest of my day? So that's why Krishna is saying, it's not just about the direct offering that you give me. It's not about the direct food or the flower or the fruit that you offer me. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away in charity, or and whatever austerities, tapasya that anybody performs, Krishna is saying, oh Arjuna, do it as an offering to me. So in that way, Krishna is making your whole life into an offering. You could be like sitting to study for your exam. You could fold your hands and say, Krishna, I'm trying to study and I offer this particular activity to you. And maybe you're like sitting to play your video game. Still, you can say, Krishna, I'm sitting to play a video game. So may this be for your pleasure. Like, it's very far from for Krishna's pleasure, but whatever you do, if you can offer it as can I begin it with, make it as an offering to Krishna, and gradually Krishna becomes part of your day. It could be like going out for a stroll. uh, when you set out, okay Krishna, I'm trying to do this, it's not very easy, because the whole uh, task here is, how much are we conscious about Krishna during the day? Like, I can just set out where, okay, what is the next thing? Okay, I'm getting ready to go out there for the next engagement, and I go down, I go up, I'm doing so many things, I'm thinking for myself also, I'm speaking to myself also. Can I do those things, at least the most important junctions of one activity to another activity? Can I remember Krishna? Okay, I finished my class and then I'm going to go for another event. So when I set out, can I think, okay, now this particular class is done, I'm going to do another activity, can I offer this to Krishna? Can I have a conversation with Krishna? So the whole idea is, how can we become more and more conscious of Krishna? Without becoming conscious of Krishna, we cannot do, or we cannot offer whatever we do, or whatever we eat, or whatever we give in charity, or whatever austerities we perform. It's not possible to make it into an offering to Krishna if we are not conscious of Krishna. So the whole exercise is, Krishna is not wanting things from us. He wants us to remember him. How many times you feel very touched when somebody beloved, someone who is very close to you, thinks of you and texts you thinking of you? Maybe a friend that you're not constantly speaking, you're not regularly in touch, but when you receive a text thinking of you, so then it warms your heart that somebody is thinking of you. Somebody suddenly reaches out to you and say, hey, how are you? I thought of you yesterday, just want to check in, how are you doing? So it warms your heart because somebody is thinking of you, especially someone whom you love. So what Krishna wants us is not what we are eating, or not what we are doing, or not what we are giving away. Krishna is saying, oh, these things belong to me, who are you to give it away? Someone? No, it's not in that perspective. Krishna is saying, basically Krishna is asking for love. Krishna is asking for remembrance. Krishna is asking for a connection. So the whole idea of bhakti is to mold our life in such a way that we could remember Krishna more and more and more in everything that we do. And then life becomes more meaningful. Life becomes more exciting. You're always connected with another person. You're never alone in that sense. You always have a buddy along with you, with whom you can share and speak and tell everything that you are doing. So in that way, your life is not like unmanned. It's not like kind of random. You have a connection. You walk with Krishna, you speak with Krishna, you go. It's not like, we don't need to be walking in the street without a headphone speaking, uh, like making, sometimes in New York City, if you do, nobody worries. Either people are a little bit lost their thing, or they are on their earphones speaking. So it's not, you won't be standing out if you do that. But still, what we are saying is basically remembering Krishna more and more, if not always, which is the goal, but we will not be able to start there, at least in the crucial junctions of the day. Before you start your day, before you end your day, before you start a new thing in the day, can you think of Krishna? Can you offer that work? Even if you're okay, you finished your studies, you're going to play, can you think of Krishna in the junctions? At least, may not be during the work, at least in the junctions to start with. So in this way, if we become more and more, if we start remembering Krishna, what is Krishna saying? Why should we do this? What is the benefit that Krishna will receive when we offer everything that we do, we eat, and we give away to as an offering to Krishna? What is Krishna's benefit? So that he says in 28th verse. He says, in this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So, what is the end result? Krishna is more than eager to reunite with us. Krishna is more than eager to have us back in the spiritual world. That is why he is asking us to do whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we offer as an offering to him, because first of all, we'll become freed from the karmic bondage. And like, say, for example, if I'm tied down, if you tied, like, you get these balloons, right, for birthday celebrations. So you tie them and then they are like kind of floating in the air. The moment you release them, they'll go hit the roof, your ceiling. So, like the karmic bondage is like keeping us tied to this particular world. The moment you release those karmic bonds, you will become light like that helium balloon. You will rise up. By nature, you will rise up from this material world towards liberation. So that's why Krishna is saying, sever these bondages. By offering all that we do, sever these bondages by offering everything that we do to Krishna, then we'll not be tied down by either good or bad karma. And with our mind fixed on Krishna, then gradually we will become free and we will eventually go to Krishna. So that is all he is interested about. Start thinking of me more, start a relationship with me, think about me, give things to me. And all of this is so that we could actually reunite in the spiritual. So that you and me can go back to Krishna and be with Krishna. That is the whole purpose of this section. He is not interested in anything external that we offer, because anyway, what do we have to offer? Once a disciple of Srila Prabhupada came to him and said, Srila Prabhupada, I offer you this particular, like a kind of a gift. But he came with an attitude of, like, see how great I am. I'm offering these few thousands of dollars to you. So Prabhupada could sense that mood of like, I'm here so great and I'm here so amazing that I give this to you. So that kind of a mood he came. And Srila Prabhupada took the donation and he was like kind of speaking to him many things. And in the course of the talk, Prabhupada said, they all went out for a walk. So then Prabhupada also, that devotee also joined for the walk. And Prabhupada was speaking many things. And then he looked at this devotee and then he showed the cane at a particular bank. And he said, I donate this bank. And then devotees did not understand. And Prabhupada was looking at this devotee and he pointed the cane and said, I donate this bank. And Prabhupada was saying, if we think we can donate something which does not belong to us, so we are insane. So actually everything belongs to Krishna. So if I go around and say the TD Bank, I donate it to you. Oh, Chase Bank, I donate it to you. But like, what is the meaning of that word? Because I don't own them. So I'll be seen as a lunatic if I just keep going around saying TD Bank is offered, Chase Bank is offered. Like, okay, who are you to offer? It doesn't belong to you. So that Prabhupada is making a point to this devotee that how you're just trying to give a donation, but it's not just you, it's all coming from Krishna. So you're giving it back to Krishna. The Guru is a medium. So we cannot be proud about it. So he was making that point. What we don't own, we cannot offer. We'll be arrested if you try to, you go around and then you donate, you take you donate what does not belong to you, take from the city and donate it to people, then you will get arrested because it doesn't belong to us. Similarly, Prabhupada is making this point. So everything that belongs to in this world, everything that is existing is actually belonging to Krishna. So what can we offer? Still, Krishna is happy as long as we remember him, and he's eager to make the connection. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, Purva.
Prabhuji, I wanted to know the difference between the liberation attained through the
Going to Krishna.
Brahma Jyoti and the liberation attained light that is emitted through his body, right?
Your voice is slightly breaking, but if I
Oh,
repeat,
okay.
can I repeat what I said? Like if I can repeat, then
Yes,
like can I
yes.
know more about liberation, like Brahma Jyoti, Brahman liberation and liberation?
Y-
What is
Uh,
liberation?
yes, yes, Prabhuji. Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so the Brahma Jyoti is the light that is diffused from his body, right?
yes.
So then at the end of the, like, when annihilation happens of the entire world, like after the day and night, or the entire year of Brahma, and everything goes back to Krishna, his light doesn't go back to himself, isn't it? It
Okay.
remains because that's a
Uh,
part of his body.
uh, Actually, the whole material dissolution, all of these things, that's a whole elaborate topic. So it is not direct, like it has many more details. It's just not the one universe. It goes back into Mahavishnu's body. It doesn't go into his Brahman effulgence
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
So the whole material world is existing in his Brahman effulgence thing. For that matter, the whole spiritual, what do you call, even in the spiritual world, it is, that's where impersonal energy is all pervading.
but then this Brahma Jyoti is a part of him, of
Yeah.
his body. So
Okay.
why should there be any difference between the Brahma Jyoti and his body, physical body?
They
Why?
see,
I mean,
Prabhupada gives this example of sun and the sun rays. Sun's rays
okay.
comes out of the sun. In one sense, it is not different from sun. At the same time, it is different from sun, right?
Yes.
So the same way, Krishna's body, he is the energetic, so he gives out energy, but that energy is his product, is from him. So
Okay.
it is one sense, it is his energy, so it is him in one sense, but at the same time, it is separate from him because he has his own existence.
Mm. But anywhere where he goes, this Brahma Jyoti goes with him, isn't it?
The thing is, there is no place which is existing without the Brahma Jyoti's presence. Like you and me, now we are existing.
Yes.
This energy is also existing on the Brahma Jyoti. So when Krishna personally comes, uh, it does not that wherever he goes, it's not a spotlight that it follows Krishna wherever he goes.
Okay.
It's there everywhere all the time.
Okay. And that's why there's a difference between liberation attained through the Brahma Jyoti and the liberation attained through
Directly going
like
to the,
going
like
to Krishna.
having loving relationship with Krishna, it is different. Yes. It's
Okay.
more like, say, for example, uh, I I come to your like I come to visit Purva to Pune, India, and then like say if she lives in an apartment complex. I come there, I sit in the lounge of the apartment complex, and then I call Purva saying I'm at home. Uh, can we meet? And so I'm still not in your home. I'm
Hmm.
still in the lounge. So Brahma Jyoti is more like this lounge of the spiritual world. It's
Okay.
not
Okay.
you're
Get
not
it.
like still inside the home of Krishna. You're not like going to live with Krishna or anything. You're more like, okay, I'm happy, I've attained the spiritual destination, I'm happy in the launch, I don't want personal relationship with God or anything. I am spiritually situated already in the Brahman and I'm happy about it. I'm okay with this impersonal energy. So that spiritual situation is enough for me. So that is a certain mood. Some people may have that mood. That's why Krishna is facilitating. But what fun is there? Believe me. Like I've come all the way, but I'm just sitting outside, and I haven't come into your house. Like imagine if I come to your house. What more I can? How much more I can actually relish the experience of meeting you? I'd like to see your family. I could actually see your favorite things, and then uh, like we could exchange some food, gifts. So there is going to be actual excitement happens when you actually enter someone's home and have a reciprocation. So the same thing, it is much better than rotting in the material world. There is no doubt about it. But still it is lesser than what you could actually achieve. The maximum potential of the soul is when it can have the personal relationship with Krishna, but it is surely much better off than struggling in this material world. Make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
So that we saw now, I started engaging so much. Only 3 verses we saw in half an hour. So let's go fast. So like the idea is like now that Krishna is saying, oh, I want to have reciprocation with you and become my devotee, in one sense he is saying. So now, okay, what happens if I become your devotee? Is there any special benefits? So that's what Krishna is going to say. What are the special benefits of becoming a devotee? So he says, I am actually equal to everybody. However, someone who renders service to me, someone who is a devotee, I am his friend and he is my friend, and I am in him and he is in me. Like it just becomes like kind of, he says, I'm not partial to anyone, I'm equal to everybody. But if somebody is my devotee, I'm specially inclined towards them. ये क्या बात हो गया? Means like, what is this? Like, this is not partiality. Like, is this not partiality that you say that you are equal to everybody, but you are specially inclined towards your devotees? What kind of partiality is this? Partiality with an asterisk mark. So how do we understand that? I know some of you have already heard and like discussed about this, but if you want to share anything, please feel free.
I can try because I had asked you the same question before, but I think someone
Only
else
if you
has
remember
raised
my
their hand.
answer. If you answer wrongly, then that would be an
I'll let Indira Devi Dasi answer
I'm
first.
kidding. I'm
It's all
kidding.
right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You remember you asked the question. Let's see if you remember
Yes.
the answer. Okay.
Uh,
Oh.
Do you want to answer though,
No, no.
Indira Devi Dasi?
Yeah,
No, I'm asking her.
I won't hold you
Okay.
accountable.
Okay. So, you had said that it's not that he is partial, but if you love someone and that person knows that you love them with so much enthusiasm, then it's normal that they would also reciprocate that love to you. So it's not that he's impartial to the non-devotees, but just because the devotees are offering him so much love, he just wants to reciprocate that love, and so they are more of a friend to him than the non-devotees. Something around these lines. We can't hear you.
I did something stupid, so I have to. Do you all hear another extra sound?
No. I
No.
don't.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I would have my share. Do you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'm so sorry for this confusion. I have a lot of respect for technology, but I do have some contempt, so it takes it out on me. So sorry, Purva, I was lost on you.
Should I repeat it, Prabhuji?
Yeah, quickly.
Okay, you had said that it's not that he's impersonal or that he hates the non-devotees, but since the devotees are offering things with so much love, he also wants to just reciprocate that love, so that is why he is more of a friend to the devotees than to the non-devotees. But it's not like he hates them. It's just normal that you would love the person who loves you and who shows that love to you.
Thank you for repeating what I kind of answered. So thank you. And the same as Purva said, Krishna's neutrality is not like a wall. So I throw a ball on the ball just throws back at me. There's no emotions there. So Krishna's neutrality is not like that. In general, he is neutral. Like the law of gravity is going to apply for all of us. If I slap someone, they're going to slap me back. So it's these kind of things it's just going to be very normal. Krishna is not going to interfere in anyone's life. But if I want to have a loving reciprocation with Krishna, then Krishna facilitates that. If someone says, I don't want to have any reciprocation with Krishna, or I don't want to be a devotee of Krishna, then Krishna has to keep his distance. But if somebody wants to, then he also will reciprocate accordingly. So that is why Krishna's partiality or impartiality is more, the better word is Krishna is reciprocal. So that is why he's saying if somebody is trying to be a friend of him and render service in devotion, then he is also will show the same level of devotion for them. Actually, if Krishna shows devotion to us, it's going to be much more than what we show to him. So that is why. At the same time, people may say, oh, if Krishna was not partial, so then why did he not help the like why did he help the Pandavas and not the Kauravas? But if you see from another perspective, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna has not taken the side of Arjuna. Rather, actually, Arjuna chose Krishna's side. If you remember, if you know the Mahabharata, when they had an opportunity to choose, Arjuna chose the side of Krishna. So that is why Krishna is on the side of the Arjuna and not on the side of Pandava. Imagine if Duryodhana had chosen Krishna on his side, the whole thing would have completely changed. It's not that he would have won the war, but how it all unfolded would be very different. Probably Geeta would have been spoken to Duryodhana. We don't know. So the whole thing was Arjuna chose the side of Krishna. It's not that Krishna has taken sides in the war of Mahabharata. So similarly, in life, Krishna is not taking anyone's side. Krishna is available for anyone to choose him. So if we choose Krishna, then Krishna will be on our side. And the Krishna's beauty is he can be chosen unlimitedly by everybody on a devotional perspective. There is no, it's not that if you all become devotees, oh, Krishna is going to be shared with so many people, so I cannot be a devotee, I won't get Krishna's full attention. No, all of us could actually have full attention of Krishna, and we don't need to worry about that. And we all could show our full attention and still receive back the full attention of Krishna. So in that sense, Krishna is reciprocal. So then what is that special thing that, okay, Krishna is reciprocal, but what is that extra special thing? Krishna says, if somebody becomes his devotee, that exclusively they become a devotee of Krishna. They are like kind of fully devoted to him. And even after becoming fully devoted and walking the path of devotion, sometimes there may be mistakes. A person who's beginning bhakti can actually kind of stutter in bhakti, can kind of sometimes like kind of struggle in bhakti, and may do things which are not supposed to be done by someone who claims as a devotee. I call myself a devotee, but I should not be doing certain things because that is not the characteristic of a spiritual person. But we do see in this world and in our own personal lives that though we would like to be a very spiritual person, sometimes we do things which is very unbecoming of a very spiritual person. So what Krishna is saying is, even if some of my a devotee who is committed to me, if he performs something, not just anything bad, he says most abominable. In the Sanskrit, it is api chet suduracharo. Durachar means bad behavior. Sudurachar means perfectly bad behavior. Like you mess up, but you royally mess up. You do some blunder, but you do a like a perfect blunder. So that is the most abominable action. Sudurachar. Even if that happens, still Krishna says, oh, don't worry, he will become righteous and will attain lasting peace, because Krishna says, this is the special thing that Krishna is saying, my devotee never perishes. Once somebody has started to develop their relationship with Krishna seriously by engaging in devotional service, chanting, hearing, reading Bhagavatam, worshipping the deities, and associating with devotees, when they have accepted a spiritual path seriously and they are engaging in it, then Krishna says, no, don't worry. Even if they are going in between, they are struggling, they will never perish. That is the guarantee that Krishna is giving. This is that special protection for a devotee that Krishna is offering. The special, concession that he is offering. So this may raise many questions in our minds. So please think, what are the different ifs and buts that comes to your mind when you hear these two verses? Oh, I understand this, but what about this? Like those kind of, what are those questions that are coming to your mind? So look at these translations and quickly share what comes to your mind. So then we can see if we could answer now or in the coming week. Most probably today. Yes, Purva?
Many times people may take it as an excuse to do stuff that they're not supposed to
Yes.
do.
Yeah, this is not.
Whether knowingly or unknowingly, but
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So I'm in a hurry. That's why I'm cutting you off. I'm very sorry. Like this is
Sorry.
no kind of concession for any kind of abuse or any kind of bad behavior or anything like that. This is from the perspective of a third person, like from Krishna's perspective. And if we are seeing another devotee who's committing some kind of a bad mistake or struggling with following the principles or something, if we see as a second person or a third person, then we are supposed to think like this. Okay, he's a devotee. I know he is committed to Krishna, but he is also making these mistakes. But let me not worry because Krishna will protect him. That should be the attitude when we see another person. But if you're an authority, if say, for example, some kind of an abuse, serious mistake is happening, serious abuse is happening, then you need to step in and actually correct the situation. It does not mean the devotee who's making a mistake cannot be corrected or externally, like what you call as punishment. Say if somebody is abusing somebody else, if I am an authority, it's my duty to stop that person from further doing any kind of abuse, and also stop him from doing further and make him face the right repercussions for it, so that he understands that this is his mistake and he needs to get better. But these things are not like, it is not that these things are like discounted just because Krishna loves this person. Krishna's love for that person will never go away, and that person's devotion will not completely perish. He will become righteous if he repents, and then he will achieve devotion back, or he will advance in devotion. But that does not mean these practical steps will not be taken or should not be taken. But as a community, we don't go around gossiping. Oh, you know what that person did? Oh, that's so bad. Like, how are these people like this? No, we don't do that. We understand, okay, whatever is happening, it is between Krishna and that person. The authority should be informed. The authority can take a decision. And even if that person needs to be temporarily excommunicated, temporarily given a break, can temporarily told to stay away from certain associations, so then that's all fine. But we don't need to judge the person, because Krishna will never take Krishna's love is never lost on this person. At the same time, you don't need to go and have an active relationship with a person or anything like that, because they might be externally in a sick condition, so they will get better. So I'm trying to address all kinds of ifs and buts. So hope that makes sense. Any other questions, Mother Indra?
No, I just thank you for clarifying these last few verses. They even though, you know, on simple level I understood, but to just really talk through giving Krishna simple, like I was just going to mention how I love putting together my little antique tray of offering every morning. I like making sure it looks really pretty, blah, blah, blah. But then I often wonder, okay, so now you're going to offer it. Are you able to really concentrate and give it to Krishna? Like, is your mind going to start wandering on the next 10 things you want to do today? You know, and so when you made that comment about the gift being beautiful, but then the internal being empty, like that, yeah, that made me really like think about and worry that I may not be doing that so well. But then also, you know, everybody always says, well, do everything. Well, I mean, not everybody, but I've read so many places, you know, do everything with an offering, do everything with an idea, think of Krishna, think of Krishna. But when you were talking about how he wants a connection with you, and this is your way of giving him a connection. So even if, oh, I'm going to now go and watch a stupid movie because I love acting and I like watching people act, you know, like I'm going to do it for your enjoyment. I mean, that's far-fetched to be serious as a devotee, but I like the idea that we're always thinking of him. So it's just kind of almost like a practice of thinking of Krishna at every moment until finally we're just doing things around him and not really around ourselves. So I really, I really appreciated the way you went through these verses. Thank you so much.
Thank you. As you're saying, what comes to my mind is when I know I am not supposed to do this, and like I don't want to think Krishna, even if the thought comes like, oh, I'm not supposed, like, no, I don't want to think about Krishna because I want to enjoy now. It's like, it's okay, Krishna, stay back in the valley, don't interfere with my life. I want to do this now. No, you are not allowed here, like just get out. So it's like sometimes that our intelligence acts like a bodyguard, like kind of a person who protects the lower nature. But if we let in, and then if we like kind of gradually let Krishna in, even in that spaces also, so then gradually we will feel, oh, what am I doing? This is not what is giving me real satisfaction. My connection with Krishna can offer me much better satisfaction. So yeah, thank you for that sharing. Did see Sundaranand Prabhu raised his hands. He's busy. So that is why, so this whole verse about like never losing our heart on the path of heart, because there is going to be struggles, but these won't be very easy because we have so many desires to enjoy and control in this world, and the ego is very big, even though it's not visible, because the reason it's not visible is it's so big. Ego is that thing, when it is really big, it is not visible to the person who has it. Have you seen people sometimes have a bad mouth, like a smelling mouth, like a what do you call, uh,
Bad
mouth of bad breath, yeah. And they will never be able to realize that. We won't be able to realize when we have a bad breath, and the nose is just below the mouth, and the whole world will know that you have a bad breath, but not to our own noses. Like our nose will find everything, even from a distance it can catch everything, but it's the breath is bad, like, and the nose will never be able to recognize that. The doubt, like, even it's very rare that we will figure out that we have a bad breath. It's like we may have a doubt, still we have to check with someone whom you know. Hey, just check if you're having a bad breath, because it's not very easy to actually know that when the ego is very big, we cannot see. Everyone in the world will know, oh my god, this person is such a narcissistic person, he has such a big ego. But we will be so comfortable with our ego carrying it around. But when you have the ego is very small, immediately you will recognize, oh my god, I'm becoming so arrogant, I need to control. Because the ego is smaller, you are able to see. But if the ego is too big, you'll be so confident, oh, I'm always so humble. How in this world anyone like can become egoistic? I'm always very humble. Okay, thank you very much. So that's why when we have so much ego, we have so many desires, it's not going to be very easy to be a devotee. There will be struggles, but there is no need to lose heart at all. There is no need to become discouraged on the path of bhakti. Bhakti is a path of full positivity and encouragement. Even if you temporarily go through struggles, but that is no reason for us to for us to lose our heart on the path of bhakti. Because it's Krishna's, as long as we are investing and what do you call, like investing in a relationship with Krishna, it will never be lost on us. So that's why Krishna is making this bold statement. He's saying, Arjuna, declare that my devotee will never perish. So there is a whole pastime behind it. Maybe in the next week, when we have time, we can discuss. And we may sometimes temporarily fall down in the path of spirituality. Like we may have struggles, we may have slips, but we don't have to fall away from the path of bhakti. Sometimes we think, oh, I'm such a bad devotee. Maybe I should not just chant. Maybe just I should not go to temple or associate with devotees. I'm such a bad devotee. No, we might have difficulties, but that does not mean we have to actually fall away from the path. So Rupa Goswami says, if you're walking on a path and you slip and fall, you take support of the same path, you stand up and start walking again. The same applies to the path of bhakti also. While walking the path of bhakti, if we slip and fall, take shelter of the same bhakti practice, stand up and continue to walk on the same path of bhakti. You don't need to get away from the path, step away from the path. And okay, though I really wanted to complete this chapter today, I could not. So I don't want to rush this particular topic. Why is spiritual danger to be more feared than physical danger? And also I can recount the past time that why Krishna is asking Arjuna to declare my devotees will never perish instead of directly telling. So there is a whole understanding behind that also. So we will discuss verses 32, 33, 34 and the recap and the remaining. For sure, next week I want to complete 9 chapters. I don't want this to be the 18 chapters go forever. But these are very important chapters. So I have changed my style a little bit and I'm speaking a little bit extra because these are verses which are very relishable and which are the central section of the Bhagavad Gita. So bear with me and let's continue the journey through this chapter next week. And extremely grateful for your presence. If any last thoughts or reflections or anything you want to share, feel free. Otherwise, very happy and grateful for your presence. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Harshal, thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hari
Thank
Bol
you very
Swarat, good
much.
morning. Hare Krishna, Divya Mataji, Mahidar, Hare Krishna Gokul, Gopi, Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Amrit,
Prabhuji.
Hari Bol Mother Indra, Hari Bol Purva, Hare Krishna,
Thank you very
Shreyas
much,
Prabhu, Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Yogeshwari Mataji, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Shreyas Prabhu, Hari Bol Sundaranand Prabhu, see you. Hare Krishna, thank you everyone.